Hey, how's everyone doing there tonight? This is Undead Nightmare 24, back with a video. Hope everyone's doing well, staying safe out there. This video is going to be for a video for Joe the Horror Man Slashback Saturdays challenge. I just want to send a shout out to Joe the Horror Man. You guys haven't seen his channel, please check it out. Awesome content. And this challenge is always fun every Saturday. This Saturday is going to be the topic's going to be slashers that have multiple killers in it, multiple slashers in the film. He did say you could use like dolls even, just as long as it has more than one slasher involved in the film. So I went through the collection and I ended up deciding to go with this film right here. It was 2017's What the Waters Left Behind. This is an Argentina film. It is in the Argentina language. You have to read subtitles in this film. And it is directed by the Onetti brothers. They also directed Abracadabra and Francesca, two modern Jello films that I've also seen and enjoyed them for what they were. They're not as good as the old Jello films, but the original 70 Jellos, but I still enjoyed those films for what they were. Anyways, this is pretty much, let's get into the plot of the story. It's basically about this team of friends that are making a documentary on this town. This town went underwater in 1985 by a horrific flood. So basically, a lot of the town is underwater. There's water overflowing on it, but there is parts that have stayed up on over the water sections. So they're basically going, this crew, to do a documentary and investigate what happened. They do have a girl with them named Carla who lived in this town since she was a little girl. So she has a lot of information they want to get on this documentary. So they're pretty much going through this town and taping her through her experience. But as they get to this town, they kind of end up at this gas station with these weird looking kind of hillbilly types, except they're Argentinian. Argentinian, I hope I said that right. But yeah, these people are real weird, strange. Kind of give them a hard time. And so they end up getting the town. They end up having their gas pump pretty much cut, like the for where the gas goes, and they're stranded here in this town, and they're starting to wonder if somebody did this on purpose. So their goal is to try to get to town and get help. As they're doing this, they're getting stalked one by one by these killers that wear pretty cool masks. They kind of have like animal skull masks with the horns of different animals, which I thought looked pretty cool, and some pretty wicked weapons. They got like this big old like axe type made out of animal bones, and then it has the blade on the inside, which was pretty cool. Yeah, so they're pretty much here and trying to make this documentary, but as they're doing it, they're getting picked off one by one, captured, and pretty much slaughtered by these cannibalistic guys that live here, that wear these masks. And yeah, it's pretty much a fight for survival. As they go on there, there's some twists that happen during this film, and the end, towards the ending, it pretty much goes pretty much what you'd see in a Texas Chainsaw Massacre film. This film is pretty much a Texas Chainsaw Massacre ripoff. Bad. The scenes uh, are pretty much spot on from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, which I thought was hilarious. Even the music in this film is right there with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake music that you hear throughout the film, which I was laughing. Uh, yeah, it's a heavenly. I cannot talk. It's heavily influenced by Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and there are other films too that they kind of ripped off. Like you see some scenes that you'd see in a Rob Zombie film from like Devil's Rejects, which I right away caught to a couple times. So this guy was influenced by that. So overall, the killers looked awesome. I like the way they look. The kills are pretty satisfying as well too. I enjoyed the kills. Yeah, overall, this film, my opinion, was solid. If you guys like films like Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, it's a lot ripped off from that film, or Devil's Rejects, or Hills Have Eyes remake, Wrong Turn, stuff like that. You'll enjoy this film. But if you're not a fan of those, you're probably gonna have a hard time getting through this film because it does rip off a lot of those films. See, I'm a sucker for those backwoods slashers and and I enjoyed all those remakes. This film I enjoyed as well. I don't think it's gonna get really good reviews because it ripped off a lot of those films, but for me, I enjoy those type of films. So I really enjoyed the film. I like the concept. The setting's pretty cool. Like I said, killers were solid. Kills were pretty good too. Um, yeah, I can't recommend this film. I can recommend it if you're a fan, like I said, of those films I mentioned. But if you're not, you're probably not going to enjoy this film. So if you're not a fan of those, you probably won't want to see this one because it's directly like that. I mean, to the point. But yeah, overall, I did enjoy this film, and I am going to recommend it to fans of those type of films. I'm going to give it a solid 4 out of 5, and that might be me being biased because I just enjoy these type of films. But yeah, what the Waters Left Behind 2017 slasher here, and it does have multiple killers in this. There's more than one, and it has a pretty good twist at the end that I liked. So overall, solid film, guys. Uh, just want to tell you guys, stay safe out there. Undead Nightmare 24. Like, subscribe, and comment. And keep it horror. Happy Slashback Saturday, everyone. Peace.
Over the past few years, the town of Apequin, 341 miles southwest of Buenos Aires, has been attracting tourists with its eerie apocalyptic atmosphere after a flood submerged it in salt water for more than 2 decades. Apequin came to a sudden end on the 10th of November 1985, when a succession of rainy winters caused Lago Apequin to overflow and water surged through a special retaining wall and into the town.
Before I wake, I talk to my mom. Before I wake, I saw her face. She told me then, don't be afraid